last class we discussed principle of minimization of potential energy. We are now going to build on that. Now instead of spring, if you remember correctly in the last class, we had taken the example something like this. This was a spring and there was a body of mass m attached to it and it was pulled under force P. Do you remember this example that we solved?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this class, we are going to deal with a different example where I have a bar of prismatic section loaded with uniformly distributed axial load. What is prismatic?
Cross section is same.
Yes, not only cross section, cross sectional shape and size both are same all along the length of the member. Then such member is called as prismatic member. Am I very clear?
Yes.
So how do we define this prismatic bar? Prismatic bar is defined by three properties. One is its length. Second is its area of cross section. It is going to remain same over the entire length. Not only area, its shape is also going to remain constant over the entire thing. So therefore, I should also draw the shape. Let us say the shape is rectangular, or let us say the shape is square in nature, such that both dimensions are b and b. That
Okay.
shape size remains same over the entire length of 3 meter. Therefore, we call this bar as prismatic. And the material of which the bar is made up of is given as E here. So
Okay.
do you understand? This E stands for the material of which the bar is made up of.
Yes.
So the bar is defined by its geometry, that is length 3 meter, cross-sectional area A and shape square, cross-sectional shape square, and material E. That's how we define a bar. Let us define our coordinate system. So as this is the 1D problem, I have defined x going towards right as the coordinate system and left end as origin. So let me
Mhm.
call this left end as A. I'm going to call left end A as origin and B is the free end. And it is subjected to uniformly distributed axial load. So axial in the sense this member is skeletal. So axis is centroidal longitudinal axis. We have discussed this. So the load is along the axis of the member, that is along the length of the member. So what will be the axial load at A? It will be 20 into 3. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So every 1 meter run on this beam and you are going to get increment of 20 kilonewton in axial force. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us proceed further. Now, let us say U1 is the x directional displacement at end A and U2 is the x directional displacement at end B. Now the question that I am going to ask you is, how does this u, that is x directional deformation at a point, vary from u1 to u2? तो अब एक काम करते हैं, to make you visualize this, I will plot x directional deformation u on y axis and position on x axis. So at x equal to 0 you are at point A and at x is equal to 3 meter you are at point B, and on y
Yes.
axis I am plotting displacement. Now fortunately as the A end is fixed end, therefore u1 is going to be 0. Do you agree with me? U1 is x
Yes.
directional displacement at A. U1 is
Yes.
0. So this is the point. And at B u2 is going to have some value, non-zero value. U is
Yes.
going to have some non-zero value. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
And that value is U2. Question is, within this length, how does this x directional deformation vary? That means, does it vary linearly? Does it vary parabolically? Does it vary with a curve like this? How does it vary? Is the question that I am asking. E is known, cross-sectional area is known, length is known, and you have been loading is known, and you have been asked to calculate U2 in terms of these known quantities. Are you with me? Samay.
Yes. Yes.
And additionally, U1 is known. Why? Because it is boundary condition. This is
Yes.
boundary condition. Do you agree with me? So the job that you have to do is configure U2. Not only that, I will also be interested in finding out displacement at any other point than A and B. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do we do this job? So for that, we are going to use principle of minimization of potential energy. For writing the principle of minimization of potential energy, I will have to write potential energy of external force. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
To write the potential energy of external force, what do I have to do? I have to find out the load at a particular point multiplied by displacement under the load. If you remember last time, we have taken we had done the experiment where we had P here, and then under this P delta occurs and body moves from position number 1 to position number 2. So what is the work done by this P? P into delta. Do you agree with
Yes.
me?
Yes.
That is the work done, or that is the potential energy associated with this force P. How do we write it? Negative of P times delta is the potential energy associated with external force. Do you remember all this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So to write down the potential energy associated with external force during the deformation of this member, I will have to now find out deformation at each and every point and load at each and every point. Then and then only I can write down the total potential energy. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. देखो, you know what is u1, u2 is unknown, but once it is known, you know value of u2. Knowing u1 and u2, how do I write deformation of any intermediate point in x direction is the question that I am going to answer, or it is the question that I am asking. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now what can we do? We can start with linear approximation. So I will say that the deformation varies linearly between A and B from U1 to U2. It may be wrong, but I will start with it. समझ में आ रहा है?
हाँ, correct.
So I am now going to make approximation on, this is called as interpolation function. इसको क्या बोलेंगे हम? Interpolation function. Why? Because it interpolates the value of x directional deformation between known points A and B.
Okay.
Are you with me? चलो. So अब जरा देखो, go distance 3 meter from A. Go distance 3 meter from A. X I am going to take it from left end. So go distance 3 meter from A. You get increase in deformation or differential deformation
U2.
of U2 minus U1. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Go distance 3 meter, you get difference in deformation as U2 minus U1.
Yes.
So go distance x. What will you get? What is the difference that you are going to get? So it's simple cross multiplication.
U2 minus U1 by 3.
त्रैराशी कसं म्हणतात? It is going to be x by 3 into
U2 minus U1.
U2 minus U1. Do you agree?
Yes.
And it has to be added to U1 so that you get the deformation in x direction at A. So I will write down U at x as U1 plus, देखो, U2 minus U1 into x by 3. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Let us do a quick check. At x equal to 0, what is going to happen? Second term is going to vanish, and therefore you will get u of x as u1, which is correct.
Yes.
At x equal to 0, you are at point A, so deformation or value of u of x should be u1, and you are getting that. Am I right?
Yes.
Now let us substitute x equal to 3. So once you substitute x equal to 3, 3 and 3 will cancel out. So you will get u1 plus u2 minus u1. So u2.
Yes.
And in between u1 to u2, the variation is to the first power of x.
Yes. Right now.
And therefore, this is linear approximation
Linear.
or linear interpolation function.
Yes.
I could have as well chosen quadratic interpolation function. That is up to me. But I have chosen to begin with linear interpolation function. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. Now let us try and write down potential energy. So I will now try and write down potential energy in terms of U1, U2. Now here U1 is 0. So I can straight away make it 0. This also will be 0 because it is boundary condition. So what is the deformation that I get? U of x is equal to, bolo,
U2x by 3.
U2x by 3. This is the interpolation function. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now, so U of x is equal to U2x by 3. And we are now going to write down potential energy. Just for clarification, let me explicitly say small u is used for deformation in x direction, capital U is used for work done. Potential energy हम कैसे लिखते हैं? Potential energy is denoted by B. Do you agree with me? Potential
Yes.
energy we have always denoted by V. So let me write down the total potential energy. Total potential energy is going to be summation of potential energy due to external force plus
Yes.
potential energy due to elastic force.
Yes.
This is external, this is elastic. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes.
Now let me write down the total potential energy. First we will write down potential energy associated with external forces. How do I write it? So at distance x, I am going to consider a small strip of width length dx. How small dx is? Dx is so small that over which u can be assumed to be constant.
Yes.
Samay, are you with me? U is
Yes.
varying from 0 to u2. So dx is so small that over which the variation of u can be assumed to be negligible and u can be assumed to be constant.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, therefore, this dx is going to move, every point on it is going to move by amount u. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
And what is u at x? So u at x is given as u2 into x by 3. Agreed?
Yes.
This is u at x. And what is the value of external load over dx? 20 times dx.
Yes.
Do you agree with me? So under the action of 20 times dx, there is a deformation of amount u2x by 3.
Yes.
समझ में आ रहा है? Now, how many such small strips are there from A to B? Infinite.
Infinite.
So how do we get total potential energy associated with the external force? By integrating
Integration.
it from x is
0
equal
to
to 0 to x is equal to 3. As you can see, P into delta is always associated with negative sign in our calculation of total potential energy. So I am going to put negative sign outside.
Huh.
Let us solve this integration. I am going to solve it. So what is V external? U2 is constant. Do you agree with me? U2 is not function of x. U is function of x. Are you with me?
Yes.
So can I take 20 into U2 by 3 outside the derivative sign? Yes. So it becomes minus 20 into U2 by 3 into, chalo, batao,
X square by 2.
x square by 2 and within limits 0 to 3.
Yes.
Agreed? So this is going to be minus 20 into U2 by 3 into
9
9 by 2
minus
minus 0
minus 30 into U2.
minus 13 point
Minus 30 into U2.
minus 30.
Huh.
Okay. Minus 30 into U2. This is V external. Now, let us calculate V elastic. So what is V elastic? V elastic is the potential energy stored in the body due to its linear elastic deformation. But we already know that it is strain energy. So जैसे हमने स्प्रिंग में किया था, it is half kx square. उसके जगह पे यहाँ पे हमें स्ट्रेन एनर्जी का इक्वेशन लिखना पड़ेगा. Do you agree with me? Samay.
Yes. Yes.
So spring में stored energy is something similar to strain energy stored in the body. Now can you tell me what is the expression for strain energy stored per unit volume? ये हमने theory of plates and shells में किया है. Tell me the expression for strain energy stored per unit volume. Stress
हाँ.
into strain tensor. ये किया था ना हमने.
हाँ.
Stress tensor transpose into strain tensor. Do you remember this now?
Yes.
Samay?
हाँ.
This is strain energy stored per unit volume. But out of the 6 independent components of stresses, only one component is prevalent here. And that is sigma xx. Do you
Sigma
agree
xx.
with me?
Yes.
So this expression is now simply going to take the form of sigma xx into epsilon xx. And for making this less clumsy, I will only say it is stress multiplied by strain. ये अब strength of materials का equation है, ये तो याद आना चाहिए.
हाँ.
Half stress into strain is the strain energy stored per unit volume, and its integration over entire volume is going to give you the elastic potential energy. It is something like strain, something like 1/2 kx square for spring.
Yes.
Hello, if this is the interpolation function, what is the value of epsilon xx? Dou u by dou x. Dou u
हाँ. U2 by
by
3.
dou x.
U2 by
So
3.
it is going to be u2 by 3. सही है? Is V elastic? V elastic. We know that it is going to be this is stress multiplied by strain into dV, right? This
हाँ.
is AE taken outside and half is
हाँ.
sitting there. It is half stress into strain dV. So AE by 2 into epsilon square dx from 0 to 3.
हो पण मग ते 0 हाँ बरोबर.
Right
AE
ना?
राहिले.
So this is AE by 2 into bracket integration 0 to 3
By
u by
3.
3 u2
Bracket
by
square.
3 bracket square dx. सही है
हाँ.
ना? Is going to be AE by 6
हाँ.
AE by 6 into u2 square.
हाँ.
Am I right?
Yes.
So now tell me what is the total V? Total V now is this minus 30 u2 plus AE by 6 u2 square.
हाँ.
And the differentiation of this potential energy with reference to u2 should be equal to 0. That gives me
minus
minus 30 plus
A by
AE
3.
by 3 u2 should be equal to 0.
हाँ.
समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes.
So tell me how much is u2?
90.
हाँ, tell me. 90 नहीं, 90 by AE.
हाँ.
Okay, are you able to see this now?
Yes.
Okay, so let me write down. So u of x now I'm going to write down as a quadratic function. So u1, sorry, a x square plus bx plus c. That's how I'm going to write down u as. And a, b and c are unknown coefficients. Are you with me? Samay?
Hello.
Are you with me? So
Yes.
we have to find out values of a, b and c in terms of u2 and u1.
Yes.
Now let us equate u1 to 0 because we know that u1 is 0 here. So therefore, if u1 is 0, so that means c equal to 0.
Yes.
Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Now, we need to still evaluate what is the value of a and b. We make one more approximation that u dot of x at x equal to 0 is 0. This is approximation. Let us make the approximation. So this is 0. If I make that approximation, that tells me
B equal to 0.
b equal to 0.
Hmm.
Agreed?
Hmm.
And third condition that we are going to apply is u of x at x equal to 3 is
Is U.
u2.
Huh.
So
So
that gives me
root of U.
9a is equal to u2. Am I
Huh.
right?
Yes.
So therefore a is equal to u2 by 9.
U2 by 9.
Are you with me?
Huh.
So what is our approximation? Interpolation function u of x now will be written as u2 x square by 9.
Huh.
Agreed?
Huh. Huh.
What is the value of epsilon xx? Dou u by dou x. Agreed?
Yes.
Dou u by dou x means it is going to be 2 times u2
U2
into
x
x by 9.
yes.
सही है? So now let us find out potential energy due to 20 into dx is the force at distance x, under which there is a uniform deformation u2 into x square by 9. Are you with me? And we have to
Yes.
integrate it from 0 to 3.
Huh.
This is the external work done.
Uh,
Let's write down. So V external we have written. Now we have to write down V elastic. Right? And how do you write V elastic? You are going to write it as stress multiplied by strain. Do you agree with me? Stress multiplied by strain dV over entire volume. Is it correct? Samay?
half राहिला.
Now this stress we will replace it by strain multiplied by E. We will replace this stress by strain multiplied by E. So how do I get over the volume strain dV into E? Am I right?
Huh.
Now this will be equal to E times integration cross sectional area is going to remain constant, so this triple integral will now vanish to single integral, and a will come outside. This a comes outside, multiplied by this epsilon xx square
ठीक है.
dx.
dx.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So when we are integrating over the volume, but cross sectional area is constant, so that triple integration vanishes to single integration. Area can be taken outside. So EA multiplied by single integration over x equal to 0 to 3 epsilon xx square into dx. Am I right?
Yes.
यही हमने लास्ट टाइम किया होता, वो भी वर्क होता, but it's all right. Now we will do for this. So therefore, what is V elastic? V elastic. चलो बताओ मुझे. EA, right, into epsilon xx is going to be substituted as 2u2x by g by 9. Am I right?
Huh.
So it is going to be integration 0 to 3 2u2x by 9
dx.
the whole square dx.
Huh.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Now just have a look here. So therefore V elastic, I can write it as EA and U2 square 4 by 4 by 81 u2 square can be taken out. 4 by
हाँ
81 u2 square. बरोबर आहे का?
हाँ
समय 4
हाँ
by
सर हाफ
81
राहिला का?
u2 square.
Hello.
Half could yes, half is pending. Oh no.
Stress
So
tension.
you are going to have EA by 2. This is EA by 2. And you are going to have here 2 into 81. Am I right? So 4 upon 2
हाँ
into 81 into EA into U2 square. This is outside. और
आणि
यहाँ पे क्या रहने वाला है 0 to
2 3
3
x square dx.
x square dx. Agreed?
हाँ बरोबर.
Now simplify this integration. Then this 4 by 2 into 81 into this integration. एक value बताओ मुझे constant की. What does it turn out to be?
2 by 9.
2 by? Pardon?
हाँ 2 by 9.
2 by 9. That's all.
हाँ and 2 u2 EA u2 square.
EA U2 square. So
हाँ
V potential energy total is देखो 2 by 9 EA into U2 square minus 20 times U2. Am I right?
हाँ
Now, in order for U2, in finding out U2, what we must ensure for equilibrium? D V total by du2. As it is function of only u2, I am writing it as complete
हाँ
derivative. This must
हाँ
be equal to 0.
yes
Do you agree with me?
yes
Okay. So that indicates 4 by 9 EA.
minus
4
20
by 9 EA.
minus
U2.
20 equal to 0.
U2.
हाँ minus 20
Minus 20 equal to 0.
yes.
This is the expression that we are going to solve. This leads to what is the value of u2? U2 will be
Minus
equal to now
9 by
20
80.
into 9, that is 180 by 4. 180
9
by 4.
हाँ हाँ बरोबर.
180
180
by
by
4.
4
U2.
नहीं EA
Yes, 180 by 4 EA.
हाँ
Are you with me?
yes
So once U2 is known, I know the value of U at anywhere in between because I know the approximation function, interpolation function. Do you agree with me? If I choose different interpolation function, you get strikingly different values of U2.
हाँ
Do you agree with me?
yes
Find out exact value of U2 by manual calculations. Don't ask me how. You have done this in
हाँ
SOM. So use those
हाँ
principles and tell me the exact value of U2. And then we will comment upon which value is closer. But have you understood how do we apply the principle of minimization of potential energy to find out the values
हाँ
of deformations?
हाँ
Yes.
हाँ
The only question that remains is what is the order of interpolation function that we shall choose? We will stop here. Just conclude today's class now.